Yo, 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 what is going on, people? Happy frickin' Monday to you. How are you? I hope you had a great weekend. If you're American, I hope you had a happy 4th. If you're overseas, I hope you enjoyed it anyway. I saw some guys watching some Formula One racing. But anyway, regardless where you are in the world, where you are right now, I hope you had an awesome weekend. And I hope you're ready to get this week cracking because I am certainly ready. I've been itching to get back on these charts. I was looking over a little bit yesterday, trying to give myself an idea of what I was looking at for the week. So I feel pretty good. So let's start this off as we do always. This wants to work for me. Bang, bang. Disclaimer, real quick. Trading any financial market requires a high level of risk and may not be suitable for all investors. You should only trade with money you can afford to lose. Proper risk management is essential in trading all financial markets. If you do not have an understanding of proper risk management, it would be best to educate yourself further before beginning to trade. The content I provide is for general information purposes only, as well as entertainment. It should not be interpreted as advice, investment, financial, or otherwise, as I am not a financial services provider. However, if you choose to follow along with any of my trade positions, just know that you do so at your own risk. Anyway, here we go. Welcome, welcome, welcome back to Monday. Start from the top. Let's see where we're at. So last week, you could see still in an uptrend. TDI tells you perhaps selling, but price action, strong bullish candle the first week of June, and now we've been consolidating sideways. Now, is this a sign of more continuation to the upside? Don't know. You can see back here we have a little bit of a significant level where we had a high and then it fell off. So let's see what happens as we approach back to this area. Let's start moving down a little bit. Really nice up consolidation. I would be looking for more continuation on AU to the upside on the daily. I don't see any reason why not unless you get a really, strong rejection at some point. 4 hour looks good above the trend line, rising condition. Looks like you're clearing some of these highs. So again, perhaps a little bit structure high back here. AU looks good to me. Strong candle right here on the hour. And what we say a lot of times is when you do get a strong candle, sometimes you get a little bit of sideways movement. Sometimes you get a little bit of correction. But I still like it to the upside. So to me, that seems like what we like to try and do. But again, we're at this high right here. So let's not, you know, reject um, the idea that it can't come lower, but to the upside looks probable. So we'll keep an eye on it. EU, I imagine it's going to be somewhat similar. I believe EU already burned out ADR today. Yeah, it's already went through its ADR. You can see right here, ADR was 68. It's blown it. So I'm not going to trade that today. It might move higher, but unfortunately, I just try to trade within ADR just because that's the average that it should move. And yeah, it could move another 100, but just trying to stay with the averages. So for me, this is a green. This is moved its ADR, but we'll give it a look anyway just so we could see how it's been looking. Like I've been saying, and I know it's taken a couple weeks, I'm still bullish on this pair. It's still very much in an uptrend. Came up, consolidated, corrected, chopped a little bit. TDI still in a buying condition, moving up on a daily. Looks good. If this closes like this tomorrow through and the TDI is through and this daily pattern shows something that I trade on like a 5 minute or 15 minute, you better believe I'm getting in this and I'm holding it for a little bit. Looks good. Looks great. It was a great move today to the upside, but unfortunately it's maxed out its ADR, so it's not going to be a play for us today. EA still a little bit choppy. You can see falling under the trend line at the moment, kind of getting back to these lows on the weekly. Kind of the same story on the daily. It looks like it did cross through this trend line down here on the TDI. You can see how you're like kind of through it, but it's still a little bit sketch. So I'm not completely certain that's just going to fall off, but we do like it to the downside. We've been looking. So let's see what happens as we retest this zone right here. This makes sense to me. Right in here, right? If it broke and retest, you got the 2 candle off of that. Kind of came to it sideways, 2 candle. There's your entry, stop at the top, move down. Now, you would have taken profits by then, but you can see you're coming back to it. Pin through, grabbing any orders up here, starting to wick back down on the 4 hour, so we'll see how that closes in 25 minutes. I'd still like to see it come to the downside, but obviously we're going to be respectful of the zone. You can see a little bit divergent from back here if you draw it like this, and divergence is something that I've been kind of getting smoked on a little bit here and there, slightly, maybe not, but maybe the littlest divergent. But not paying attention to it has been burning me, so I want to try and keep that at the forefront of my mind. I still like it to the downside. You do see you've got a lot of rejection at this level right here on the hour. You could see kind of just like that. Doesn't mean it can't come back to it. I would like to see it come back to it. If it does fail to come lower and it settles here, maybe on this EMA, and starts to look like maybe it's making a higher low and starting to show bullish signs, then maybe I'll look to get long on it. You can see you're coming up kind of into a buying condition here on the 15-minute. You did make a lower high, or excuse me, a higher low here. Now you've made a higher high. So let's see what happens as we get back. Try and stay overall short biased, but I'm not going to ignore the fact that this might be coming to make a higher low and to correct off a little bit. So we're going to be kind of even Steven on that one. As far as GJ, I've been seeing some people making some money on GJ earlier today. It's divergent a little bit on the weekly. It looks like you kind of came double bottomed, kind of made a higher low here. It was a low, a little bit of a higher low, another higher low. So that's kind of uptrending structure. Blasted out, came back down, consolidated. This is like an inside candle from last week. Didn't make a really strong full reset. TDI is kind of to me in like a reset, so it might chop. So I'm going to be wary of that. Looks strong on the daily, kind of up, consolidate, and then it's starting to make another push to this level. You can see it's starting to like rise up a little bit on the TDI, but even still on the daily, it kind of says choppy to me. Here on a 4 hour, clearly moving into a buying condition. Came up, broke a level, sat on the level, moving off the level, but we are coming towards the tops and the highs. You can see you have a lot of rejection here. Hit it here, fell off, and now you're getting more pins. So I'm a little bit hesitant on this pair for more continuation right now. I definitely wouldn't want to immediately go to a sell, but buys as we peel back, you can see this is a significant zone. Every time it hits it, it seems to be falling off. Maybe we make money to the downside today on this on a correction. I don't know. I'm going to be open-minded, and I'm just going to read what the market says. But that's where I'm at with that analysis. GU is looking like it's a little bit resetty too, kind of like GJ. You could see it just down, up. Now it's just choppy. It's kind of in a box, but there's still money to be made. I like it kind of as we're getting into the daily, more to the upside. You can see it looks like it almost made like a descending channel, and now like perhaps you're breaking out of this channel. Maybe it'd be something like that. Roughly, just because you could see it was in this channel. Now it came up, consolidating, starting to push a little bit more out of the channel on the daily. Stay to the upside, starting to get into a buying condition a little bit on the daily, but still kind of 50-50. Holding above the trend line on the 4 hour, down, finds a bottom, pushing up towards this high. So we have to see what it does around 24, 25 in that area. Hour looks really nice. Down, up, starting to push, buying condition through the trend line nicely above the liquid 50. It is a little bit overbought from last week, but that doesn't mean much. It could still come up and create higher price action and a lower TDI and then start to show divergence. So for now, we're going to try and stay long on this thing, in my opinion. Yeah, this 15-minute looks really good. Your RSI and your trend line are about to meet down here. So you're going to have some type of reaction. The highs are right here, so I'm just going to put a line on that just so that I keep that in my mind if I zoom in too close. Just so I know that, hey, this is, Thursday's high a day. And let's just keep an eye on it. But right now it looks good. Quick peek to the lower time frames. Setting up nicely here on a 5-minute. This could actually be a really nice 5-minute candle potentially. can see it's making higher highs, higher lows, ever so slightly. So really nice 2 candle right here, closing in 5 seconds. Going to drive through that trend line. You may see more continuation on this. It's a pretty nice candle, actually. Um, you guys know I don't like to trade this early. It's not terrible, though. It's a little bit divergent on the TDI. I'm not going to ignore that. You could see right here, like this. So, but from a price action perspective, it's a really nice candle. I would like to see it break and retest because right now it's not really out of this ascending channel for me, so it could just chop right back down. However, possibly to the upside with the overall bias that we have. So that's where I'm at. DXY, whew, it's fallen. It's over its ADR today. It's divergent, but it's been falling. I'm not going to call a bottom to it. That would implore you to see more upside on EU and GU potentially. But again, EU's over its ADR, so that's not going to be in play today. And GU's coming towards these highs. So I think we're in a good position coming into the New York session. Maybe EA and GJ I like the best, potentially. Like I said, I'd like to see EA come lower, and I would like to see GJ come higher. However, I'm actually not opposed to taking both the opposite ways, GJ lower and EA higher. So I'm going to just play it cool and see what happens. It's only Monday. We will see what it does. Here's the same similar setup on GJ as GU. Kind of, this is going a little bit sideways in a range. But you can see how it's trying to make that nice 2 candle on, I don't know if I like that. It's making this nice 2 candle formation here. It's in a buying condition. So we'll see how that plays out. A little early for me. And again, with all these hits here on GJ to this area, I'm very cautious. I'd like to rather see it get above and then retest it before I take it out of here because it might just reject and fall off. So that's where I'm at. And this is definitely, you can see the divergence on this right here. I mean, not really. The pins, more so with the bodies, but the pins are hitting this area and price is all the way down here. And then the pins and the bodies up to this area, but it's all the way up here. And even this is divergent from here, like that. So we do have a little bit of divergence, and we'll see how it plays out. Like I said, just from price action standpoint alone, you could just see how it's rejecting this area multiple times. So get above it, and then I'll take a breakout after it. Now GU might be a little bit different because it is dollar based. So they usually move somewhat in unison, but it's a difference between a yen and a dollar, and that can be different. So one can move with more volatility. We'll see. News, there is 10 o'clock news today, right in the middle of the session, about an hour, 15 minutes. Non-manufacturing PMI, it's high impact, definitely could move the market. So we're going to be wary of that. But otherwise, that's it. Let's put some tunes on, and I'm just going to lay low. If you guys have any questions, hit me up. If you got any pairs that you want me to take a look at while we're just kind of waking back up into the market, let me know. And that's it. I'm here for you if you need anything. Anybody watch a hot dog eating contest this weekend? I caught it while I was at work because I ditched my cable, so I don't have cable here. But that's like my 4th of July, um, like tradition. I always watch Joey Chestnut just smash 70 something hot dogs. He won again this year. He ate like 74. It's insane. If you had to eat that for a week, it would be 10 a day, and 4 of the days you'd have to eat 11 for a week. Like, I can't eat 10 or 11 hot dogs a day. That's nasty. This guy does it in 10 minutes. And he wins like 10 grand. Don't get me wrong, 10 grand is pretty decent, but phew, you might blow a gut and die on the stage. That would not be cool. See how it's like kind of like confluence. They're like in unison. They're both showing you like higher, higher low, higher high. Got a high right here too. Something like that. I know it's like a lot of zones, but just things to keep in mind. I do think this thing might come higher today, but I don't want to like get away from that the overall idea that we're looking at. But it could be just correcting. Who knows? This could be a higher low forming on the daily. Who knows? Like I said, from a TDI perspective, it's definitely in a selling condition. So that's a strong selling condition too, not like a weak one where it's up here by this stationary 50. It's a pretty solid selling condition. So I'd like to stay to the downside, but intraday you could be in an uptrend correcting. So I'm not going to deny that. You could see kind of broke up, coming. We'll see. Still in a selling condition here in the hour as well, but you see how it's like riding with that trend line. So we'll see. Hey, Pockets, good morning. What's going on? Supima, good morning. Fourth was awesome, man. Hope for you guys as well. Thank you. Yeah, let's make some fireworks with this Forex this week. So you can see kind of the divergence here on AU, which may kind of lead to the idea that AU, you could see maybe like kind of consolidate here and fall off a little bit. Perhaps. I mean, it's still buying very much, so I don't want to say that, but it's, a little bit issue with the divergence. We'll see how it settles. See if it moves up, finds a place of consolidation, and starts to move to the upside. Just definitely want to stay in the buying. I don't want to call a top to this, so we're still going to say blue, and we're still going to say red. But we'll be open-minded, and we'll read price action for what it says. Yeah, EU moved through the London session, 180R. Everything moved pretty good. Everything's in play right now except for EU, at least for the pairs that I trade. I don't know what else you guys are looking at around the market. Could take a peek. Nothing's really happening right now. Let's go with some cat pairs. Whoa, yeah. Swiss to the downside. Real nice. Came back. Broke the low right here. Really nice. A little choppy. I wouldn't be surprised to see if this, yeah, I don't know. Swiss, upside. Say when the TDI's in that buying condition, you just want to try and stay with it. Even here, you would say like, maybe it's like divergent, but just stay with it. I'd rather lose going with the trend than be stopped out trying to call like a top. That pissed me off more than anything. That's how I used to trade it. There's a gap around 1240 on EU on the minute. I hear you, Pockets. Yeah, see how it looks. Like I said, there is news at 10 o'clock today. PMI. So we'll see how that handles things. 1240 gap on EU. I don't know if this chart will gap. I'll take a look at it though. Yeah, I don't have it. It draws it clean on this, but there's certainly could be a gap depending on broker and chart. But this looks pretty smooth. But this is out of play for me today. It's just blown its ADR. So I'm just going to let this one ride out into the sunset. I'll try and catch this next week. But I was saying to the upside. I've been saying for a while. So I've had some intraday corrections, and we made money short on it on Thursday. overall trend is to the upside, and that's where more money can be made. Yeah, see EN kind of like just divergent, breaks that like this. I draw it bigger for you, something like that, you know. Whatever it is, something like that. Let's see, just hitting the highs and then broke the highs, just moving off of it. Kind of the way we had EA drawn, how broke through that descending channel. Pound. This might not be bad to the downside. Break, consolidate, try one more time, try and strike the lows, see if you can't move beyond it. So GA definitely looks like you maybe try and get one to the downside. But GBPs are a little funky. Some look up, some look down. So I think it might be down. We'll see though. We'll see. They all move a little bit different, but they move a little different in unison. Man, CHF fell off. Same like EU rose. Cool. All right. Well, see what's going on here. Yeah. See how we're failing. We should be looking at this for like potentially to the downside. This is a lower set of highs right here. Right here. High came down, couldn't make the high. Now it's starting to break. See how it handles it. See if it breaks, retests. If it's going to move, it'll show here on the 15-minute, and then we'll get a lower time frame correction for more continuation, which would then lead to the 15-minute push. So we'll keep an eye on it. Again, we still want to probably look to the upside, but I don't want to ignore what's happening in this area with all of this, just rejection, 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 lower high. See how it handles here and see if we can get more push to the upside, but possibly more to the downside. So that's where we're looking at this 2 candle here. We're saying it might be a good one, but again, the divergence, and it didn't break out of this, threw pins to it. Now it's coming the other way. So seeing it well already. I think today could be a good day. It's either going to be a flat day or I'm going to find something. I don't think I'm going to lose today, but I guess I'm being a little confident. Feel good though, so we'll see where it goes. So how's the 4th? You guys shoot off some fireworks? AU's almost at its ADR, so this isn't going to be worth a trade today either. We're right here. We're almost maxed out, so it's about 7 pips from where it is right now, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, about 7, and it's about 2 from where we've been at the high of day, like with these pins. So while this looks like it's going to try to come higher, this is not going to be blue. I'm going to turn this to green. It's over its ADR. I won't look to trade that today. So we're down to 3 pairs. Yeah, this thing's a little bit choppy. But we did see that on the higher time frames as we were looking at it. Chilled and made tacos. All right, I dig it. See this falling trend line right here on the hour? Not always a great sign. Because this is almost like creating a story that's not there, but sometimes you could see it come down, up, down, and then double bottom out, and then this curls under. So it does something like this. Now again, this is potentially creating a story, but sometimes it would be like down, up, like that, and then this trend line follows suit. But again, that's more creating a story. Right now what this tells me is don't buy it just yet. That's all it really says to me. Everything else is just like a speculation. Just read and react. You kind of see here on the 30-minute, it's like rising. So again, price is going to interact with this trend line. It's either going to come through it and it's going to not, check these highs again because there's just been too much rejection as it's throwing pins in this area and starting to move off. That's why I'm like kind of saying maybe you see it come down, but it's hard because I don't want to say that while it's in an uptrend or at least in a buying condition. But honestly, it's just kind of choppy. So it's 50-50. So I don't know if I have to be overly biased, but we do like buys. But this just might not be the level right now, so we'll see. Couple minutes till 9 o'clock. EA, as I said, trying to come higher. And that's where you might see like AU kind of falter off. But this is a nice push right here. Again, we do have these highs right here. So we'll see what happens as it gets up into like 43. 43 to like, I don't know, 50. Somewhere in that area. We'll see how it holds it and what it does. If it finds more continuation, you can see right here, it just came up, settled at this high right here, this like Asia high, and now it's like trying to push off it. So we'll see. I don't know about this pound, man. It's kind of giving me like, clearly this is a really nice, buying setup. Looks good, but it is a little bit divergent. Can't deny it. Like I said, I've been getting cranked on divergence when I'm trying to stay with the trend, and I'm just like, oh, well, it's divergent, but I'm still trying to stay with the trend, so just going to be cautious with it. Dollar index still just falling. No chill. Pinning back to the 50 here, wicking this whole thing. Buyers still looking pretty good in this market. Came back, throwing these pins down here. See what's happening. It's definitely divergent on the 1 minute. You can see it's falling off. It's starting to make lower highs. Right here's your high, lower high, lower low. So let's see what happens, how it pulls back up here. If it pulls up here and starts to fall off again, anticipate downside. You can see how it's like starting to fall down. You're starting to create downtrending structure. So see what happens. See if it doesn't just come through and completely move to the upside. But this could be a high right here, this whole section. High. Lower low. Lower high. And then this could be, because it's a minute chart, so you have to look at it in sections sometimes, not just like individual little. This for short term, this for more like large. So we'll see. I don't want to ignore that we're got potential to move to the upside, but we do have rejection at this area. So like that. Rejection, rejection, lower high. See what happens. See what happens. And from this downtrend, maybe like a double top, triple top, and then continue with the overall downtrend that it's been in recently. Might not be a. It's like down, double bottom came up. Yeah, but then you would say like maybe this is making like, that's why it could be very choppy. Because it's like down, but now it's like starting to move to the upside a little bit. Looks good to come up here on this 4 hour. We're going to see. You can see still on the 5 minute, this kind of ascending channel is just like holding it. Keeps throwing pins to both sides of it. So let's see a break and retest to the downside or to the upside, and then I think that can give you a better idea of where you're going to head for the day. Again, diverging a little bit on a 15 minute. Oops. But it is in an uptrend. So we'll see. Break, retest of this down trend line. I mean, it would be like this. Broke it, comes up. That'd be a far test, but you don't know. It's in a downtrend from here. So you could see it maybe come to the downside, but it's very confusing to me because this, I don't know. I want to stay with the momentum. Nine o'clock. Let's look over the hour and the 4 hour real quick on all of these three. Start with EA. Up, down, still. 4 hour bullish. Right back to the EMA, to the top of this candle. Still in a selling condition. Overall rising trend line though. We'll see. We'll see. A little bit not sure. Might this wouldn't be a bad place to buy on like the 30 minute because it kind of came up, comes back down. It's settling at this high right here, throwing a little bit of rejection. Now maybe you're going to try and come up to test these highs, just like 13 pips away, and this area too. I don't know. GJ. I really think you got to stay bullish on this. I see the divergence, but man, this thing really looks like it's trying to move higher. There is that news in an hour, so that could rattle things. This is trying to come up here on the 5 minute. This is still in the zone too, though. Like, I'm not really sure how to draw this actually, because maybe like this. Like it's through on this liquid 50, and like we said, we want to try and stay with it, but it's like it's not. It could just as easily hit here and like chop and fizzle. So I don't know if this is. It's a nice kind of up and out from here. I don't know. He said it does look really good to come higher. I don't know if that's the candle though. Especially, like I said, just because of all this rejection that we've had here. Pins, more pins, more pins. That's a tough buy for me, man. That's kind of like, that's just a tough buy. I don't know about that. I'm not going to say that's not coming higher, but I don't know if I could get into it. GU had a really nice bullish engulfing. Oh, no, wait, that's a lie. It was a hammer, doji, excuse me, on the last hour. So doesn't mean I can't, like I said, it could push up, kind of go sideways, and then continue to the upside. So you could have a little bit of consolidation. But the hour doesn't really tell me that. And there's a nice kind of 2 candle right here on the 4 hour above the trend line. Liquid 50 is rising. It's in a rising condition. So I think you would want to try and stay to the upside on this. It's kind of up. It's kind of chopping sideways. So you would hope that your next push is to the upside. But again, it's definitely been a little bit of rejection in this zone. It looks promising, like it could go through it. Just based on like the TDI and everything telling me there's like a lot of momentum. Not necessarily momentum, but a lot of probability that it's like it's not just going to fall off with the way that this looks. It looks like you've got opportunity to the upside. So how do I take it if that's the case? Do I take it? Got a nice little 2 candle here on the 1 minute, but the 1 minute's oftentimes a little quick for me unless it's something specific that I'm looking for. GU a little bit more promising than GJ just because GJ, see how you still have to come through this liquid 50 and you're kind of below it, but you see how on GU, excuse me, I'll blow it up. Oops, this one, come on. See how you're already above it? You're above this liquid 50, you're above this trend line, you're already carrying. So GU to me looks a little bit better than GJ. See how you're under it? You have to go through it. Still, not a problem, can do it. This is a subjective chart or indicator, so you know what I mean, don't let that mess with your head. But just for my mind, this looks like a little bit cleaner. ADR, still got space on it here. Got more space on GJ. GU is riding the DXY because it's dollar based. It is making a lower low here on this TDI. It is hella divergent, but when something's falling like this, I don't like to call bottoms on them. You just kind of like, hey, you're just gonna let you do what you're doing, like, because this thing could just keep falling. And if that's the case, then you would think that GU, not as much as EU, which is still screaming to the top, but GU you would think would carry somewhat with that dollar. EA making more moves to the upside. Looking strong. Might get a nice breakout candle here on a 5 minute. Came up sideways. Now you're getting that next push. Don't know if it's going to be through this liquid 50. I think it's going to like hit right to it. Yeah, see. So that kind of worries me about momentum. Could look like an inverted head and shoulder if you see that. Kind of like shoulder, head, shoulder. Something like that. Shoulder, head, shoulder. Let's see though. GJ sideways on a 5-minute. Up, sideways. Wonder if it pushes again. They definitely look like they want to come higher. I don't want to deny that. It's gonna be funny. It's gonna be an interesting day today. I don't want to be early, like on a position, especially with the news coming in an hour, because the market could easily just kind of chop up and down, wait for that news to come out, and then make a move. Especially with a high impact news like that. 97.30. Oh yeah, all the way back up. That'd be some strong news, man, because this thing is tanking. This thing is just falling to shit right now. Probably come down to here. If I was reading it just for structure, why would it not come test this area? It already broke this area, falling. See it get down even further. Makes sense to me. I don't know how to send that to myself. Just from structure, it's still falling. Like I said, I don't ever want to call a bottom when this thing's just falling like that. Just let it fall. This thing's having issues. Another lower high here on the 1 minute. Starting to kind of came up. Now it's starting to fall down. I was gonna say, see what happens when it comes back down here to around 40. I don't know if I want to take it here though. Like I see that it's having trouble with these highs. It's likely to come lower, but again, it is in an uptrend, so it's hard for me to put a sell in. I don't know. See, I don't know. I don't do well when I trade counter. I can't deny what I'm seeing though. Like it's just throwing pins. This area too back here from Thursday. It's falling off of this level. I mean, I should be looking for a short, honestly. Like that 1 minute. Right here. Take the top above the structure. 56, so like a 10 pip stop. Because if it is coming, if you wanted to be even safer, take it up here. Take it up at like 65, 64, depending on your broker, 62. Above these highs, because if it is going to come lower, it's not going to make a higher high, just like it didn't break this high right here. Comes down, tests or break these lows. If it breaks the lows, it's going to come up, recheck the lows, and then push lower again. I don't want to go away from the uptrend on this, but it's clearly not going higher right now. It's having issues. This is a pretty significant area of rejection. I don't want to ignore that rejection. But I don't know that I want to trade it short either, because I don't always do well with counter trend. But that's my idea. Take it here, stop above the high, you know. I don't know. Here's a 3 candle bullish, bearish, potentially engulfing. Up, doji, down, bearish engulfing. Still in a buying condition though, so it could be a little choppy along the way. That's why I don't want to sell it just yet. Yeah, my gut says sell it. Sabima. It honestly does. It says sell this thing, but I can't. I have to read the chart for what it's saying right now. And while it is saying, rejection of this area for like 3 days, never got there Friday, but it's having trouble. I don't want to. It's also holding this like EMA though. Like it's not. If it was gonna really fall, I'd like to see it come down, retest, and then I'll take the next push. Sometimes taking a breakout, I'd rather take the breakout in trend, not counter trend. I'd rather take the correction on counter trend because then at least can double confirm. But we're seeing what I'm saying. If you guys are in agreement, it's failing to make new highs. This is a 3-candle bearish engulfing. This is kind of like a breakout in a selling condition, down, sideways, down. That's what I'm seeing if indeed it's like selling off. If not, then I'm wrong and the uptrend's going to kick in, but it's really having trouble at this level. Didn't get past the bodies here. I don't know. That's where I'm like a little bit confused. EA came out for a new high day right here. 5 minutes ago, this was at you can see here on the 15th, it's a really strong push. It's going to go a little bit sideways. It did break these highs too from Friday. So it's up and over. So let's see if it kind of consolidates, little correction, and then see if it gets another blast in it. But here on the 5 minutes, I was saying kind of up. And then we were saying, is it going to give the next push up? And it did. And then it just gave another one after. So been paying attention. Could have been here to stop down here for like 10, 12 pips maybe. You're up about 8 to 10. You're clearing the highs. Look for consolidation and then more continuation. That's my feel on it. Still trying to come higher on GJ, which is why we're not committed to a sell just yet. Again, we're not taking a breakout sell. We'll take a correction sell. We'd like to stay with it to the upside. Got to keep news on the forefront of our mind. I don't want to get caught in something before news, and then I don't mind being in news if it's a position that I've been in for a little bit and I feel confident about, where my stop is and everything looks good. I don't want to get into a trade and then news comes in 30 minutes because I might not be out of the trade. I might not be big enough in position. It could chop me out and then move in the direction I was planning to go anyway. So news, I think, just accelerates direction. I don't know that it necessarily dictates direction. I think it's just an accelerant. It's my opinion. I could be completely wrong, but that's what I believe. So I think as long as you're in the right direction, you'll be okay. But with this being a little bit 50-50 to me, in my opinion, I'm not sure that I want to grab a position before news. So that's why I'm going to just be a little chill with it. It is only Monday. I don't want to jump into something and be wrong. You could see GU. That 3-candle, real strong. Hit the trend line, bang, completely rejected. Pins back, pushing lower, 15 seconds. Still in a buying condition, but struggling right now. GJ, I imagine similar. Yep. 3-candle, came halfway up the body, wicking back down. Confirming another lower high here. Down, up, resistance, 3-candle, bearish engulfing, in a selling condition to at least come and test this low. And then this low. That's a nice, that would be like a second like a correction entry. Like this is what I would take on a 15-minute. Like up, down, come back, correct, 3-candle bang, stops up here above this structure, because if it is making downtrending structure, it'll come lower, then a lower high, then a lower low, and that's what you would see. But I don't know that, again, I'm ready to take a breakout on the 15-minute. But you're seeing this thing struggling to come higher, so maybe I should be taking these entries. And again, this 1-minute entry, if you're inclined to take it, perhaps above this whole structure too. It shouldn't come above this if it is indeed going to create that downtrending structure. This is also safe too up here, 58, 57, something like that, above this structure high. But again, check this low at least. Why not? Because if it's going to come lower, it has to break past this low, so that's your target. That's how you can take this weekly, daily, 4-hour, 1-hour, 15-minute, 5-minute, 1-minute. It's the same patterns over and over again. As long as you take them, you can take it on any time frame. Same thought process, same every time, because the more consistently you do it, the more consistent your outcomes and your results will be. Wash, rinse, repeat. Yeah, any of these entries I could have took short, but again, I'm a little bit hesitant about taking a position to the downside when we're in an uptrend. Again, I do see what's going on with the pins. I think that's very clear. We all see it, but it could easily hit here, hold, and then push. So, and with the news, I'm very uncertain, to say the least. But GU looks weak. We said GA to the downside, and I was saying earlier that, maybe pound does come lower. Now, they're not all directly correlated. This one's sitting on it. See, I don't know. I'm just trying to read the chart for what it says. It says it's buying, but it says it's having trouble at this level. So maybe it just consolidates and doesn't move until London tomorrow. I don't know. It is Monday. It's a really nice candle. That just might take a little bit, but I like it to the upside. And again, we said down here in this zone, push up, come back down, find resistance support in this case because you're buying at this high. Throws a little, 2-candle formation. I'm sure if you're in the lower time frames down here around like 8:30, I'm sure you can find an entry that'll get you excited to go long. What do you look for? You look for uptrending structure to start. So it's falling down, settles in here, moving into a buying condition. You know that you're overall still trying to move higher. So as it settles in here, maybe a little gamble, but you could see how it kind of comes down, double bottoms. Trend line starts rising up right here. You could take this if you want to be smart, put the stop down here under the pips. I mean, you're talking less than 10 pips. That's how I would take it if I was inclined to trade it like that. And that was in our time. That was 9:06. So it's not to say that that wasn't something that we could have taken. Just being a little cautious. What do we say? Check the lows, right? It's right here. It's right on it. Does it drive one more, or does it find support and then start to move back into this uptrend, which is the overall? But it's ugly here. It's real ugly. This is not a great buying condition at all. So that's why I wouldn't be looking for buys anytime soon on GJ. This does not look right to me. Not yet. Unless you get really strong price action. But then again, you're still worried about this zone. So 35 minutes until news. We'll go find out what this market's going to do. About to get a 30-minute candle. Yeah, see. Very, very choppy here. Indecisive on GU. Now, we see this a lot, right? Break above structure, sideways, pins high, pins low, and then continue with the trend. Because we don't want to call a counter. We always want to stay with the trend. Don't call tops. You're more probable to move with it than you are against it. GJ choppy as well. Pushed up, sideways. GU, obviously you can see why GU looks better. Like I said, you're above everything. But this is, again, a subjective indicator. Price action is pretty much somewhat similar. It's just a little, because you're above this high a day here. So GU does look better. I won't deny that. But that doesn't mean they both can't move. EA looking really nice on the 30-minute here. You can see that up, down, rejection, clearing. Friday's high. See how it closes. Wicking back on the 15-minute. This pair's definitely, I like this pair a lot. This pair's got a lot of momentum in it. So when you catch it right, and it's only 102. This thing usually has an ADR like much, much higher, but all that chop that it's been in is just really, I believe, kind of shortened up its ADR. But when this pair gets running and GJ gets running, those ADRs get massive. So hopefully the market starts moving into that type of condition where it's just like, 160, 200 ADR. Like, that's where it's easy to make money. This looks good. This might have been a miss. Definitely might have missed something on this today. Not necessarily this one, but I like this one. This was probably a miss. Grab this, stop here, up, consolidate, push more. That'd be, spread is 3, say I'm in at 41. Stop down here at like 12. I need 24. I'm almost at 1R. It's not bad. I'd rather be in profit while it's consolidating than in drawdown. Here it is, GJ. Told you, just not having it. Another kind of 3 candle. 1, 2, 3, down through the trend line. Selling condition. Having trouble with the lows. Pins a little choppy right now, but like I said, we'll see what happens. We'll keep an eye to see if any divergence starts building right now. Nope, not really, because this low isn't lower, so it's kind of just confluent. They're both saying that this bottom is higher than this bottom. So they're saying the same thing. Still lots of opportunity to come lower. I want to see how it holds this 50 though. You could be late and still make money. 9:30. Here's what we got. We got EA with a hammer slash doji on the 15. On the 30, it's that strong candle. You see it right there. Through the trend lines, rising. Liquid 50 starting to rise. Not divergent. This looks good. I think this comes higher. Looking strong. Hour candle, nice and strong. Yeah. Not bad. I think that's what I was saying. I said the trend is down, but I wouldn't be against taking it long. Just like GJ's trend is long, I wouldn't be against taking it short. So stay with the trend first, but be open to what it's doing. And this is just rising up, even though the overall trend looks like it's falling. But it's correcting out. Let's see what GJ's doing. Still holding this 50 on the 15-minute. Just rejecting to it. So it's, again, choppy. Pins high, pins low. Could be waiting on news sitting on this EMA right here. You could get a nice kind of like 3-candle 1, 2, and then bang, clears the whole zone. Maybe shows momentum through the trend, like the liquid 50. But I don't know. I'm still skeptical of this. But I'm not ready to sell it yet. DXY still falling. Getting ever so close to 50, about 14 points away from it. Just let it fall. Just let it fall. EU's probably screaming up. Still going. Yeah, smashing through its ADR, but this thing is just, when they're just going to the moon, and when they're falling to shit, don't call tops, don't call bottoms. Just, if you can't get in, get the F out the way. That's my advice to you. If you're not in it, get the F out the way. And if you are in it, ride it till the wheels fall off. GJ, try and move up. Can see you're still in a buying condition down here on the 1 minute. Struggling with these lows. Didn't break it as I thought it would. It's kind of chopping. And that is, again, because you are in an overall. Everything looks like it's trying to move higher, so you're going to have some inconsistencies. Definitely, as it's only like 30 minutes to news, I think it'd be wise of me to not take a position. And just see how this news comes through. And then see if I can't take something in the next hour afterwards, like 10:15 to 11:15. It is Monday, so sometimes Mondays, you don't always have what you're looking for volatility-wise, and sometimes you do. Looks like you did on, like EU. But everything else on the chart looks just a little inconsistent. GU trying to keep pace with the DXY. Down, sideways, strong. Let me extend this real quick, like that. This is still in play too. This is still in play. Came into that last time. This is a lot stronger than this candle that you can see. This is going to be like right on it when it closes, I would presume, because it's just breaking above this, so it's going to be like right on it. It's a great candle though. It's really strong. It's still in this chop though, so for me, I can't take this. But you're seeing what I'm seeing. Here it is. It's going to be like right at it. A little through it. Yep, exactly. Right at it, a little through it. It's good. That's actually pretty decent. But again, it's I don't know. Especially with the news coming in 25 minutes. I don't know that's going to keep running right now. It's a nice candle though. It's starting to break up. Yeah. See how it held down here? Looks good. GJ nowhere near as good as GU, and that's what I said. I said GU does look better than GJ. Yeah, I mean that's a pretty good candle. It's through this trend line, or it's through the trend line. It's through this liquid 50. It's hitting a divergence line, so it's still in this consolidation. News is coming in 25 minutes. Any other day, I might be taking that, but I don't know that I could take it right now. It looks really nice on a 15-minute. Like it's trying to come to these highs, so that's all it could do. It could just come to these highs and kind of fizzle, but again, it's in a buying condition. Everything says buy it, so I just don't know if I want to buy it with the news. My stop would be down here. I don't know where I would put my stop, actually, if I'd want to be under this pin too. Like 120, that's 125, isn't it? Interesting. It's kind of rejecting off of 125. So it'd be like a 15 pip stop, 125 flat. You'd be in around like 15-ish. 15 pip stop going for 30. It definitely has 30 in ADR. It's got like 50 something. It's not bad. Again, if that news wasn't coming and it wasn't high impact dollar news, this looks pretty good. But I'm a little bit wary of that. But this is a pretty good candle. I won't lie to you. But I just don't know that I can grab it right now. Yeah, we're still in this. Yeah. Just gonna let that one pass me by. There's too many other things at play that can affect that trade. Wow. Anybody getting stopped out on EA? Wow. Came all the way back fast too. Holy hell. Nasty. Didn't come back past this low though, right? That's why we said if you get in here, then your stop is below, because if it does come back, it should make a higher low if it is indeed going to come up. Now I don't know that this is going to keep coming up, but you see that when it wicked all the way back, it wouldn't have stopped you out from under here. Now maybe you're like, ugh, let me see what's going on, but your position would have held. That's all I'm saying. You'd be back up in profit. Structure, 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 price action over everything. What do I think? U.S. banks weren't in play on Friday either, so all the USD pairs have. Right. Possibly. U.S. banks weren't in play on Friday, so the USD pairs have. Without us, yeah. I'm not sure. Supima, what I'm really good at is reading a chart. I don't really know anything else. I don't know like fundamentals. I'm pretty good at technicals, and that's why I just try and ride my technical analysis every day. I would defer to you. I think you know a little bit more about that area than I do. I'd like to have a really, really strong week this week. I don't want to say I'm going to be more aggressive, but I'm not going to be afraid to like shoot my shots on my analysis. I'm trying to make some moves, so today I'll be a little cautious just because of the news and it's Monday, but this week I might be a little bit more assertive on my reads. I feel like I've been doing pretty well with the market, and I think it's time to start trying to get some momentum going. Yeah, I don't see any reason why GU shouldn't come a little bit higher at least. 30 maybe, around that area. 30 into 60, somewhere between here and here. Could potentially see it. It looks good. It just and I like that candle. I won't lie, but I do like this candle. I just don't know that I can take it right now. Not with the news coming, and I don't want to get chopped out of it. It is kind of in this fold, but again, it does look good to come higher. And I'd rather lose going with the trend than trying to call a top or a bottom to a pair. Could be making it. See how it's like holding this trend line. We'll see what happens. At this could be like a nice up over, and then this is the break, like we say all the time. Breaks the high, consolidates, wicks high, wicks low. Look to get long in here. We saw that 5-minute candle, and now it's starting to try and push up. This would be like a 2 candle, but you've got 18 minutes to go, so it's not there yet. Wash, rinse, repeat. Wash, rinse, repeat. Do everything the same, and you'll continuously get the same reads, consistent reads. Interesting. Strong down, strong right back up. 2 candle bullish. Breaking these highs. A little bit sloppy on the TDI. Not the best looking TDI I've ever seen, but definitely looking like this is trying to come up as well. Kind of cleared out people. See what happens around the highs. A little divergent on the 1 minute. How are these highs nearly equal, but this one is down below the liquid 50? Wicks. Starting to reject a little bit. See what happens. See if it finds support. You would expect it to. You don't want to say sell. You want to say buy. This is a mess. This is the ugliest thing I've ever seen in the last little bit. What is this doing? It's very, very choppy, like with these pins. Like price action looks pretty smooth if you look just at candles. Down, support, up, came down, pushed up, support potentially to push higher. But it's just very, like, very choppy. I would be mindful of that and a stop. Like, yo, this thing's kind of like a little bit choppy. Let me get below. Instead of below, like, body, let me get below pins, you know, something like that. Quick divergence on the 1 minute. Between here. Divergent from back all the way back here for the overall thing, and then a real quick divergence. 1, 2, right here. 1, 2. "15 minutes for the news." I do wonder when I look at this if this is going to be like a top, like to this bottom, because it's falling. Yes, it's divergent. Divergent doesn't mean that's going all the way back up to the highs. It could just mean correction. So it corrected. Now it's like a double top. It does look, this looks too good though. So that's why that might not make sense to me. Like this is clearly rising. This is like we were saying, liquid 50 trend line, RSI above, like rising. So even though it looks choppy, I don't know that selling it is right, even though it's been rejecting here. I don't know. That's why I'm so like indecisive on a position to take. Cause I see it both ways, like, but I want to stay. Like, this is strong. Let's see, GU, like we said. Nice candle, sideways. Now you're starting to get pushed. But again, this is still in this chop. And while it looks like so probable to come to the upside, I just don't know that I could take the position. Nice little through on a 15-minute through the trend line nicely, breaks for a new high day. Still in these pins though, like, so from a body standpoint, you're through. We do have this Thursday high day right here that has not been broken yet. But we want to stay with the trend. We don't want to call a top, so we want to look for long positions, but don't know that at this moment at 9:35 on a 5-minute that this was indeed the right entry. I don't know that. Because timing is everything. Direction is easy. Timing is everything. So we said maybe under here, right? We had said it would be like 15. Call it 19 for the fun of it. Make it harder on ourselves. Why not? So you would need 38. That's what it would look like. Because my spread is like 3, so 16 to 18 to something like that. You know, we're all just, and then usually you guys know I'll take it right underneath like the candle body like this, but it is a little bit wicky, if that's a word. So we're saying let's just be even ultra conservative of 19, which is extremely conservative. I think you could maybe get away with like, well, we said 2,500, didn't we? So that's like right here. And that's under it, yeah. So 1,2,500, about 18 pips. And that's, but I don't know. I don't know that that's the play. This is why I'm flat. And then you want 2R, or I want 2R. Close enough. We'll see. We'll see if it plays. That would have been probably the most likely entry I would have taken today. EA reversing out off this divergence, like we said here on a 5-minute, but more so here on a 1-minute. So why is this high right here almost identical to this high, but it's under the liquid 50? What did it do? Shit off. Come on, man. Come on. The chart's not lying to you. They don't lie. You just have to be able to read it. At the moment, it's falling off. That's why you should be like, okay, maybe I should be taking some profits here if you're in this position to the upside. Lock a stop, take some profits. You're still anticipating that your stop down here is good because of structure. Like if you were in on this candle, like we said, like 905 or whatever it was. Yeah, 907. This is the bottom. Push. Stop is under here. And you can see that level isn't breached yet. This is technically a higher low than this. So we'll see. It's funny. It's a little choppy. A little bit choppy today. I'm very curious to see what these pairs do. GJ getting some acceleration. Much like GU. Breaking into this consolidation. Yeah. but we expand the chart. We look back. Rejection from Thursday. Rejection from London. Coming back up to it as you would expect. You would expect it to. Come down, try and retest these highs. If it fails to break the highs, it's going to fall off or chop. This is not a great look at TDI though, but it's still in a buying condition. So it's where you might see just some. News could drive it too. News could just be like the gasoline. Sorry if I'm not reading chat. Michael, what's up, Michael? How are you? You're long GU. Your stop is at break even. Now you're up 0.1% today, which is not bad. Still holding 50% left. Hope you have a great trading day. Thank you, brother. Hope you have a great day too. I wish you well with GU. I think you're staying with the trend, which is good. If you got your stop locked at break even, I say let it rip. Don't go against the trend. Right now, it's still saying to the upside, but we'll see what happens as it gets up into this area. Stay with it though, especially if you got your stop locked. I don't imagine you're going to get like jumped, but anything could happen. But I haven't seen that in a while. It hasn't been that much volatility, so to speak. With news, just having trouble with this area, man. More pins, more just sellers. Do I just trust myself and get short on this thing or what? Come on, man. Look at this. Still got 7 minutes in the candle, and then news is going to strike. But to me, this doesn't look like it's making it. It's just having a really, really hard time with this area. Same with GU. You can see just like more. I don't want to go against the trend, but I can't deny what I'm seeing. I don't know. We're going to wait. We're going to wait and see. There's still almost 7 minutes. This candle could close completely bullish and fill this whole wick. So, we'll just wait and see. It's interesting though. It's too many pins. Like, I don't know. See what the news does to it. And then we'll see if we can grab something on the other side of news. Oh. What do you know? Still falling. Pulling up a little bit. Kind of just sitting here. We'll see, Supima, we'll see what happens with this news. If it pulls it up, like you were saying, to 30. I mean, that's a lot. That'd be crazy, but hey, anything can happen. GU rejecting. Again, trust the trend line, trust price action, and your structure that you draw. Well, this looks great here, like I said on the TDI, but I can see it's into the fold. It's it's still into this chop. You want to break above it. That's why I don't want to get long on it. Now you're in major drawdown. Maybe it holds, maybe not. And you know from the higher time frame, you're having trouble here too. We want to stay with the trend, but we don't want to ignore what's happening, which is that it's every time it tries to get here, it's pressing back down. It's rejecting away. Sellers are coming in. It's divergent. This could potentially be a lower high here on the 15-minute. Potentially. High, lower low, higher low, breakdown, and then like another lower low. Don't want to go against the momentum, but It's failing right now. 4 minutes till news. We'll see if that changes things. EA coming right back down, divergent off the top. You can see right here. Again, we did say overall that we like EA to the downside, selling, red selling, because of the overall trend, but we were catching momentum to the upside, so you want to try and ride that momentum or stay out and wait for a short. Or just don't trade it and talk shit both ways like I do. Just let the market move first. Yo, CD, what's going on, my brother? How are you? I'm good, 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 good. EuroCAD. So, see that? That's interesting. Look at this on a daily. Looks like if this thing closes up and through on the daily, I mean it's kind of like a reset though, but it's definitely chopping. There's money in the chop, as you can see. Just gotta make sure you get at the right spots. Got about 2 minutes till news. GBP pairs are kind of flaking out, but again, if this is the high right here, you could come back down and just retest this area around like 2,500, something like that, 2,506, 2,505, and then could push off of it because we still want to try and stay with that long trend, but just want to be aware of what's going on. EA coming all the way back through. Double top, divergent. Dollar index, correcting, divergent. We'll see. I'm curious to see what news is going to do. So we'll give it 15 minutes for this news candle to play out, and then we'll start looking again for entries at 10:15. Because I don't often like getting into a trade on a news candle because it's news induced. You don't know if that's the real move. "45 seconds. Whew. Man, this thing just off that divergence. Held it here again, too. Look. Came down. Oh, this was it. Sorry. That's what we were saying, where it was underneath. Came down. Came back up. 2 candle. Not necessarily engulfing, but just saying, hey, up. No, wait, back down, you know. So, okay, continuation of this fall off of the divergence. You're stopped out if you didn't take profits. And pin right back. Oh, man, look at that. Let's see. Things are looking good for this to come higher, as I could see, like on the 5-minute here. It's in position. 1 minute, I see the same thing, like it's trying to move up. But news. See the numbers. I don't really know what it'll mean, but we'll look at it anyway. It's up, so that's going to be good for the dollar. Actual greater than forecast is good for the currency. So I guess that would bring DXY up. You would anticipate. but again, I think news is more of an accelerant than necessarily like direction. But you can't deny the divergence, so chart is starting to tell you that this thing is might have some issues coming lower. Whew. Pins here, man. I don't know what to say about this. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like I want to get short on this pair so freaking bad. I really do. Even though it's still like trying to move up, something's just screaming to me like to get short on this pair, but I can't do it yet. Not yet. Because this could still come up. I could be wrong, but there's just so much rejection going on. So much like, again, from here, this level is significant. It's not breaking this level. Okay, well, it's probably going to correct off of it. Two candle bearish. Came back, pins into it. I don't know. I can't read it. I want to be short. I want to be short with a stop up here, like, I don't know, maybe 65, 15 pips. Go for 30. Right down here. That's what I think. Like I said, I don't know that I want to get short in a news candle though. But structurally, this thing just looks like it's not making it. You can't deny what we're seeing. The market doesn't lie to you. It's just your job to interpret what it's telling you. And the better you can interpret what it's telling you, the better you can make a read. Yeah, this thing. Say we're gonna be, if we took that position on GU, be stopped out just about, which is why I didn't take the position, because I was not confident that this, while it looked good, I was not confident that it was ready. I'd rather see it break above and then I'll take the retest, because also we see the divergence. So we get short GJ. What are we doing? Let's talk business. I'd love to start this week off with like a $600 crank. We'll see. It could be late and still make money. This thing, dude, come on. Is this really coming higher? Is it? Like, come on. Is this coming higher? I don't know. I want to say no. Like, every part of me wants to say, like, dude, this isn't coming higher. Just look at all this rejection. It's just, this is a lower high right here. Why is my dog barking? EU's moving. Yep. Yes, it is. Supima, where you at? This thing's moving up. No. No Barky. No. Hold on one second, guys. Yeah, see, I really feel like I want to be short on this. So let me see what it does as it hits this 50 here. I don't want to miss this, but I don't want to feel like I'm missing it and have it just hold, you know, like. Oh, yeah, see, you're way out on this. That's a good thing we didn't take this position. Michael, I'm sure you're bounced out at break even, but at least you locked your stop. All right, so let's look for a retest. We still have 9 minutes in this candle, but and again, it's a news candle. This now looks like more square to me. Like you had it like that, but now it also looks like this kind of. Something like that. It's a channel, but it's also like square. See how everything's like up, down, pins, up, pins, up, pins. See? So like while we still stuck in the channel, I want to also break the box. So if this breaks the box to the downside, then you guys know what I'm going to say. Comes back, retests the box, and then shoves again. I'll take the next one. I don't want to get caught taking a breakout short. Henrietta. Sorry, guys. I don't want to get caught on a breakout short when the trend is still potentially to the upside. Now, obviously, this is not looking like it's moving higher. We see the rejection from Thursday. It's probably coming lower, or it's just going to chop. There's no reason it can't just go sideways and then just get people in here trying to buy, in here trying to sell. If it is going to go higher, we're going to take the correction. If it is going to go lower, I'll take the correction. I don't want to get caught early on a breakout. Yep, there it is on GU. This is a L, but technically it's a W because we didn't take it. Just read and react. Read and react. Very, very easy. We said down. What's EA doing? Came down to this level right at the bottom of this structure. It's very choppy. A lot of these pairs are choppy because they have overall direction, but they have intraday correction. They have overall direction, but yeah, maybe intraday correction is correct, and that's why you're kind of getting this just like chop, chop. No, I'm not trading it. I hear what you're saying. 0.2% today is good. It's better than 0%. It's better than negative percent. What'd you say? 97.30, did you say? Yeah, I mean, getting a strong push off this news because positive news. You also see from a technical analysis standpoint, clearly it's divergent. You have a low here and you have a higher low here, but you have a lower low here. Clearly it's divergent. So you know that when that happens, you're going to get some sort of correction for the most part. And then if you went into the lower time frames, you would see it even more, which would be the catalyst to see it on the higher time frames. Right here. You could see it, yes, from back here. This is low, but it's lower here. But then just right in here, the quick. This is like low. This is not. Moves up. Right here. Comes back, and then starts making structure. Broke this high right here. Come back. Settle on the high. Make a higher low. Lower than or higher than this low. And then maybe continue up. Or it's going to fall back into its trend. Or it's just going to chop. Chop, chop, chop. All right. So we're doing well. Stick with me, Sapima. We'll be all right. I'm not ready. I'm not ready to get short on this. Am I? I am, but I'm not, because it's still holding the 50, and it's just choppy because it's pinning down here too. Wicks, 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 wicks. So it's just sideways with just a lot of momentum in between, and that's where people get faked out. Really, it's moving up, but it's moving sideways. So that's why this makes me want to sell it, but then I'm like, all right, well, let's be logical about it. Let's not. Pins, yeah, of course, that's a great sign, and rejection, that's a great sign, but let's get more confirmation in this thing before we start throwing some money at it. and it'll easily show it to you. It'll break the box, it'll come back, and it'll throw another bearish engulfing. I don't want to take the breakout. I don't need to be early to make money. And if it runs away, then whatever, it ran away, and I read it well, I just didn't grab it. But structurally, what it should do is come back, hit the lows, you know, and then throw another formation if it's going to come lower. If not, it's going to hold and it's going to push higher. And I'll get long on it too, don't get me wrong. I'm not afraid to get long on it. I think short might be more realistic just with the divergence and all these pins. We'll see though. And if it's a non-trade day, it's a non-trade day. I mean, that's a win all the same. Preserve capital. Come back, try and crush it tomorrow. Yeah, this thing's moving. See what it does. Got about 3 minutes left in the candle. It is a news candle too, but it's just, you know, look at it. It's like this is a lower. This whole area is like a lower high than this area. Failing to get past the highs, becoming more divergent. You know, like flat. You see it here, and then it's just falling. How's it falling if they're even on price action? Well, it's weakness. Okay, well, now it's moving to the downside. Breaking the box. Like I said, settle, come back, retest, bearish engulfing, I'm in. And then we're taking that next push. I think that's how I'm going to take it. But if it doesn't show it, then I don't take it. Yeah, you're breaking out. You can see you're already getting the corrections on the 1 minute. Lower high, lower low, lower high. Starting to push, starting to make downtrending structure. So now let's see it settle, come back up, test the level, and then see if it comes down again. Or if it's going to hold this. Because now you're doing something like that. Are you starting to create this? You know what I mean? Is where it's going to be choppy. It's go up, down, up, down. We draw it the same on every time frame. We try and trade it the same. Is it starting to create this? Is this just going to hit here and bounce? I don't know. Don't want to go. I don't want to be a little bit divergent here on the 1 minute. You could see it. I don't want to go away from that overall trend, which looks very nicely to the upside. Which is why I think it could potentially chop today. A little bit divergent, a little bit flat here. Failing to break on the TDI. $12 seconds, 10 seconds, something like that. See, it's still holding this 50. Let's see where it closes in 5 seconds. See if it pulls up or if it actually like closes, pins, bearish engulfing through to 50. Nah, it's sitting right on it. It's going to be an MFer. Underneath, it's falling. Kind of a tough buy in my opinion at the moment. ATM. Barely broke the box. I don't take breakouts. Because this could just be like, you know, like this or something. So, because the box is never 100%, you know, hand of the trading gods. You know, it's just a rough, trying to get an idea. Sitting on the 50. It's divergent here. If it starts making uptrending structure, then do I take it long? I don't know. I don't know if long's the move either. EU. Back to its ADR. A little bit divergent here on the 1 minute. You can see it. lower low, higher low. See if that finds support. It's over ADR, so I'm not going to trade it, but just trying to keep the charts sharp. This is falling here. So right now, again, this could be like a free fall where it double tops, curls over. Now you start to get a free fall. This is not the greatest buying looking TDI in the world. Still in a buying potential with where market sentiment is. Clearly it's in a buying condition, but this is not the setup of a buying TDI, like as far as the way the trend line RSI are falling off. So I don't want to get caught early. And then it moves up. But there's no more news for the rest of the day. CAD at 10:30. I don't think that's going to affect anything that I've got going on. Not that I can think of, but you never know. Wonder if EA tries to get back to the highs. Or if it's going to be like breakdown, sideways, bearish engulfing, and then maybe more continuation. A little bit divergent here. It's holding the 50. It's holding structure. The 4 hour. Oops. Later, Supima. Have a good one, brother. Thanks for being in here. Sideways. Very sideways. Under. Don't know. I really don't. Bearish engulfing. Okay, I'm gonna get myself situated. Who's texting me? All right. Like I said, I don't want to take a breakout, but what is this doing here on this 1 minute? Where's this 800 at? Oh, it's right on it. It's sitting on it. Right, because that's the 50 on the 15 minute, you dummy. Duh. Shit, man. I think I would want to be above 50 for a stop. But is short the right move? I don't know that short's the right move. AU trying to move up right here. Down, consolidate, getting a nice minute entry, potentially. Down, but it could just come up and make a higher low, but you know you want to try and get back up in that direction. Nah, it's struggling. GJ moving a little bit lower, ever so much. It's diverging here on the 1 minute. I don't want to ignore that. Yeah, it's very tricky. Nice candle on EA. Do we like EA to the upside? 15 pip stop, something like that down here. 36.18. It's like an 18 pip stop on EA. Trying. I don't think does it have the space on ADR though? Not really. I would need like 36. Yeah, I mean, I'd have to go ADR on it. I'd have to break these highs, which could be an issue. I don't know. Just stay patient. A little woosah. Falling out a little bit. A bit divergent on GU on the bottom. You can see it on the 1 minute just a little bit. The structure here down, sideways. You would anticipate more to the downside, but it is a little divergent. So it could correct a little bit too. If I took a stop at 26, it's a lot tighter, and I don't have to go as far, but there's a potential that it maybe comes back. See how it's like. Breakout up. You would think that it wouldn't break this structure down here, but it's not. It's still in a selling condition on the 1 minute, so it's still short-term falling. It's divergent on the 5 minute clearly between these two highs, clearly falling, divergent. This could be breakdown, retest, and then maybe continuation off of this correction. Divergent here on the 15 minute too. So there's just divergence everywhere today. This is pushing a little bit lower. Well, this is good. This is what we said. If it's going to come lower, I want to see it break out, and then I want to see it come back and retest, and then I'll be looking for a short on a retest to see if I can get it to continue down lower to, low a day. Oh, well, low a day's all the way down here. But you can see the structure wasn't holding. So let's see if we can get like a correction. You still got 6 minutes in the candle. This could pull all the way up. It could do anything. So let's see how it closes and see if it's going to give correction. This is settling back at the bottom of the structure right here, where it broke out from. Broke out, came back, retest. Does it throw a 2 candle? I don't know. This pair's kind of choppy too. This is an ascending channel, just like this. Like that. See it break. GJ lower, lower, lower. Yeah. Reed was correct. Where to get in, though, is the question. Look at Supima with the call for 97.30. We're all the way down here, move 20 points. They'd have to move 50 more, which is a hell of a lot, but clearly correcting off of this move. We were saying pound to the downside. Yeah, this thing's fallen. I don't know where I could have got in. I still don't think that I missed it yet. I just need a correction on it. Maybe it was just straight up the 3 candle bearish on a 15-minute. Maybe it was just that simple. You know, keep trying to take these lower time frame trades. Maybe it was in here at like 39, stop up here at 52, something like that. So 13 pips. You're almost hit 1R. You're maybe up at like 8. You're moving in the right direction though, I think, for the moment. But if it's going to continue lower, then it's going to correct on a lower time frame. So again, I didn't want to take the breakout because I wasn't sure. I didn't want to get caught early. Reading it well, reading it really well. Just where do I get in? Maybe, but you know, I don't know. I really don't know. Because again, now I just want to see it correct. Because okay, yeah, you got really good extension. Now correct, find support, or excuse me, like resistance in this case, and then we'll try and get in on for that next push because it's a wave. So break, retest, and then the next break. These lows probably significant here on the 15-minute. So you may see a little stalling here. And that's where maybe you can get a stall, pull back, and then I could try and take it down and through to come to like the low of day maybe. In my mind, in a perfect world, that makes great sense to me. We'll see if it actually happens in practice. Read it really good on the 1 minute here, how we were starting to make divergent and lower highs technically, pins back. Yeah. Nice break here. Down, 2 candle again, so another one. It usually comes in twos. 1, 2. Stop above structure up here. Pins back to it, but moves off of it because if it is coming lower, it's going to make a lower structure, not a higher structure. So that's why you know your stop is safe up here. Here comes correction. Let's see if we can get it back up to like 38.40, somewhere in this area, and see how it handles. And then we'll try and get a push back down. 30 seconds left in this candle. This really broke out. I just hope it doesn't like chop all the way back up here, like just up, down, up, down. .30 looks like it's breaking the structure with a body. 30 minutes typically have pullbacks, falling. Let's see if we get a pullback in, like I said, a couple 10 pips, something like that. That would make sense to me. Get a little bit of correction and then continuation. So let's see if in a perfect world that's how it's going to work out. Or maybe it just falls. I just missed it. But I don't know. See how EA's doing if that's trying to come up higher. It doesn't look like it right now. Kind of broke this box or this channel to the downside. Break, maybe like a retest continuation. I don't know if maybe, I mean, shorting EA isn't a bad idea because we're overall short biased on this, but we are in what's this? Overall is downtrend on EA. Okay, here we go. I think I'm going to get short EA. GJ's running without me. EA. Am I waiting? I'm short EA. Would have stopped at 37. I'm in at 22. Would have stopped at 37. It's 15 pips. So I need 30. I wonder what's going to do at this level, though. Right here, actually. But the overall trend, I say, is to the downside. But you can see how it's kind of at this level right here. Ooh, maybe I'm a little early on that, actually. Let me see how it plays. I should maybe waited for this 5 minute to close. I don't know. I'm not in profit yet because my spread sucks. We're gonna see. We'll see. We're trying to stay with the overall trend, which is to the downside. I'm looking for 92, 1.6192. 1.61920. Yeah, I am at this high though, right here. Up, down, right here. Overall trend is to the downside, clearly, but am I in a correction today? And it's going to move higher. Break, sideways, break for more continuation. This is a tricky level. I might be a little bit early on this. It did break, it retested, broke lower. It's at these lows. Yeah, this is going to be interesting. $15 pips on EA. I'm in for the right amount. So I'm like spot on with it. So my stop is 15 pips. I am at this level though. It was divergent off the top. It's a nice 5 minute. Right here, kind of break, consolidate, breakout. It is at these lows though, so this could be 50-50. Pins here, kind of rejecting on the 15 minute. GJ, it was just a miss. I just completely missed GJ. That's frustrating. And I hope I'm not chasing EA trying to make up for that. Do I feel like I'm doing that? Do I feel like I'm taking good structure? I feel like I'm taking good structure, but I am at a significant level. However, the overall trend is down. So at least I'm trying to stay with the overall trend, but today could just be a day where it corrects and I could be wrong. Did you guys catch all that? Yeah, GJ, I completely just missed. I shit the bed on GJ. It never came back for like a correction, kind of just took off on me. Maybe on the 1 minute it did, but not really. I would have had to been early. I didn't want to take an early breakout in case I was wrong. Grr, We'll see. I need to basically get down to this trend line structure down here on EA. This significant level here on the 15 minutes, the only thing that concerns me. This high. Break the high, retest, push off it, retest. I need it down here, 92. So back into this consolidation. Just about break even. I've been in a little bit of drawdown this whole time. It's a pretty decent 5-minute candle, but again, you are at this level. Is a little bit divergent on the 1 minute. Not going to ignore that. I see the divergence. Damn. Is this worth staying with? Got 7 minutes on this candle. Pins down here at this level. I don't know. If it doesn't really start moving to the downside, I think I just have to close it because I think I might be wrong. And like I said, I missed GJ, and I don't want to be chasing EA. But I do feel like maybe that's a pretty decent read on it. Just with this spread, I'm like, I don't know. This TDI is kind of holding this high though. Break. Pin though up here. It's a little tricky. I'd really like to see it just start to like fall away. That would be confirming. Still above the 50. You're right at this high from this previous structure. Overall trend is short, but it is divergent as well. But poor GJ, I missed it. Son of a biscuit. Phew, man, we had that red. That's a little frustrating. I wonder if EA is just going to be a teaser. I'm kind of close to closing this thing. I don't know. Just because I'm at this level here on the 15-minute. Unless it really starts moving down, I might just not risk it. I'm like right at break even right now. Trying to get good reads on it. Looks like it's right here on the hour with this. It came up, hold. It could hold here and continue to push higher. I'm in a little bit of profit. The overall trend is down. So this could be like, it's so tricky to read this actually. As long as it obviously keeps moving down, I'll stay with it, but I can't deny where I'm at. Here we go, we're starting to break a little bit. That 1 minute broke out, which is, it broke for a low. It's right here. This is falling on the 1 minute, so I should anticipate some more momentum to the downside. It is still divergent though. I'm up like 30 bucks. This level is a little bit interesting to me though. I think I might close it, honestly. I don't know that I want to like lose this money on this trade. It's not quite showing me what I want to see, and it's at this level on this 15-minute. I don't know if it's worth it. I don't know. I closed it. I'm going to close it for a small loss. I don't think it's right. And maybe I'm wrong and it just falls, but man, I mean, this isn't the best buying looking TDI, so I don't know why I'm like overly nervous. This doesn't look great for a buy, but it's just, I don't like that it's sitting at this level. It's been throwing pins to it. The miss was GJ was the miss. And I don't want to rush into EA on a half-cocked idea because I feel like I missed. Now, like I said, maybe EA does fall off, but it is a little bit divergent. It is at this previous structure. I think it's best just to get out, take the small loss. I think I lost like $50, which is nothing. This is the miss. I was on this all morning, and I wanted to take the correction. It just didn't correct. Didn't correct the way I was hoping it would. It just kind of pushed. Now maybe I'm too early and the correction is still to come. Maybe it ran a little bit. Now it's going to correct. I just don't necessarily like what I see here on EA. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it does fall. And I'm making a little bit too much of this divergence. And it does move with this overall trend, but just the way it's sitting at this level with the pins. But again, this isn't the greatest looking buying TDI at the moment. It's 250.50. Maybe I'm wrong though. AU trying to come higher. 15-minute close. Bearish engulfing on the 15-minute here. You can see like down and then a 3 candle 1 2 3. I just don't know. Yeah, I maybe I had it right, and I was being a little bit too conservative, but still above the 50. But this, I don't know. Don't know. Yeah, EA's kind of falling out. Maybe I wasn't patient enough. Who knows? I felt like I was chasing GJ with EA a little bit. There was definitely ideas behind it, but I feel like I might have been chasing GJ a little bit in EA, and that's not correct. And while this might be correct, Oh, that's not the way to trade. This thing just fell out. Broke the divergence. Dollar pair's moving. EA's falling. Damn. Not much, but the right direction. A lot of time left in the candle. See how it closes. GJ pulling back. Yeah, it's a miss on EA. It looks good. It looks like it's going to fall out here. But I guess we'll see. But I don't know. I don't like when I say I don't know because then it's just GJ. I felt very confident that it was going to fall. This one feels like it could just be a little iffy. And I'm late here. I don't want to short it here. At least I cut the loss real tight. I don't even know what is that. 0.06% loss, something like that. It's like a one fifth of a percent, or no. It's like it's like 0.3, 0.3, something like that. Whatever it is, it's pretty much minimal. Yeah, it's a fourth of a percent, 0.0038. It's like nothing. Where was I in? 22? I'm going to stop at 37. Yeah, 22.6. Might be like, and that's why maybe I'm an idiot too, because I'd be in like a couple pips of profit right now. So if I was going to close, I could close in profit instead of taking a loss. So sometimes the brain don't work that well. But then even more so, like now you see it just falling off. Like you can see it's free falling. Yeah, so whatever. Is what it is. I think I got a little bit too in my head, maybe. Seems to be holding structure pretty well. Down, correct, down. 1, 2, 3, 4. You should see one more maybe down. Oh, 1 second, guys. How to do this? Come on. All right, so where are we at? We would be in profit. About 6 pips. Looking good. GJ is pulling back up. Maybe this is the correction I was waiting for. Maybe. EA needed maybe a little bit more patience on my part because it is rolling over. This wound up being a 3-candle bearish, which had I waited for the candle to close, might have given me more incentive to hang into the trade. 5 minutes falling through, 1 minute's falling through. So for now, we're falling. And like I said, I could have potentially closed it in profit instead of taking a $50 loss, which, yeah, pockets, I fucked that up, man. But we'll see what happens, though. It's a little shaky. This, I really wanted to be in GJ. I could have been in and out of that. I would have hit my 2R. I didn't want to take the breakout, though, just because I wasn't sure, but maybe this was the candle right here. Get in for this little 3-candle here, call it 12 pips even. It ran for 2R. You definitely would have hit 2R in this. And I was pulling way back, and this was also kind of what I was saying I might have been afraid of if it comes down here and it comes all the way back up. But I did want to see it break, hit the box, and then throw a formation. EA fell off, completely fell off. About 20 pips from where the take profit area was at 121.90, or excuse me, 161.92. So good read, poor, execution on my part. Very poor execution on my part. Overall trend is down. divergence at the top, break, retest, 3-candle bearish. You could even take that candle. So I definitely got in my head about this zone and these couple pins. I definitely got in my head there. Should have let the candle close. It would have gave me more reaffirming that, hey, I'm moving in the right direction. At this point now, if I felt so inclined, I could move my stop to 22 at break even. I'd be up, 12-ish pips, halfway to the target. Did not trade that well. A little bit more trust in myself. Did anybody happen to take that and stay in it? Out of curiosity? Did they like what we were looking at? Yeah, EA just, as GJ is moving up, EA is just 05, 06. Yeah, dude, it's terrible. It's so sad. I hate when I see that happen. I had it right, but I got in my head and I shook myself out for no reason. I think I did it pretty well. Again, like, yeah, this is a level, but hard push down off the divergence, come up, wick 2 times, bearish engulfing, 10 pips from the take profit, 8 pips. It's just fallen off. I would have smashed. I would have been $600 for the start of the week. It's all right. I know what I'm doing. Nah, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Yeah, it's a little frustrating. But telling myself more and more and more, like, don't be afraid to take your trades. You're seeing the market well. Like, just shoot your shots, man. Just shoot your shot. $161.99. Need 92. Man, I haven't done this in a while. It's been a long time since I pulled myself out of a winner. Damn. Right back to the trend line. Right back into this fold of consolidation, 96. Damn. It's frustrating. GJ, wick back. Right to the box. Right back to the entry of this 3 candle. Do you get in and put the stop up top? Well, it's starting to run now, but I was saying is, like, do you get in as it's retested this entry and then your stop is back up here like 50 for like 10 pips? Or do you get above the box? It's still moving up. Hour close. Let's see what that looks like. Just massive rejection here. Pinned all the way down on the hour. Still sitting above this EMA. Still in a buying condition. 30-minute chart. Break, retest. Nasty rejections. That's what I was afraid of. Look, there's pins down, there's pins up. It's kind of like just yeah, it was a good one. Didn't get to my take profit. But at this point, I'd have to stop locked at up here at 22. I'd just be like trying to let it go for one more push. On my trade, um, 2.6 lots, so like 26 a pip. With a 15 pip stop. I was risking about 280, 300, something like that. I was going for like 600 down here at 161.92. Right down here at this trend line, I identically at this trend line was where my take profit was. So I caught it. I caught it clean. I just pulled myself out of it. I was a little bit too much in my head. See what happens here. Let's see if this is like a higher low. Came back, made a low, makes a higher low. I said I'd like to see it maybe come back into this area. It's a little bit higher than I would like to see. And I would like to see it hold structure down here a little better. It hit the box here on a 5-minute perfectly. Came up, hits the box, rejecting the bottom of this structure where it broke out from. I don't know if I want to short it here with like a 10 pip stop above the box. Like up here where these pins are. It would be like 57. It's a pretty big stop. I'd like to try and get a little tighter. I want to see what happens on this 1 minute if it makes like a double top and then it's like a higher low and then falls again to try and maybe come back here to 17. Because then that's pretty good. I could get in. Let me see. Let's see, now this pair's a little. What do I do here? It's right back to this trend line as well. On the 5-minute, you can see that. See how it's like falling, came back, now it's at it. This is still in a selling condition. It's moved up a lot, came up. I'd like to see it fail at like 50. I don't know if I want to sell it yet. I'd like to see if it still has momentum in this correction to come up and test here. And then maybe if it fails again, then it would be a high, a lower low, and then a lower high double top drop. And try and get it to come back here to 17. I could maybe get in at like 40 or like 37. Try and take like a 47. So it's like 10 pips. I need 20. So then from 37, I need to get down to 17. That would make a lot of sense. That's perfect world math. EA still hovering. Just kind of chilling. Yikes. I don't know. I don't want to chase either. So I'm going to be cautious because I don't know that this 5-minute isn't like a push up, a sideways. It's falling though. This might come down lower. Where would my stop be though? Above this high? What if it comes up and makes a little higher high? But overall is a lower high and falls. So this trend line is rising here on a 5-minute. Wait for that to correct. So maybe it just goes sideways a little bit. Maybe that comes up and then this was just a good trade that I just whiffed on it, man. Off the divergence, break, sideways, 3-candle bearish. Had it. All I had to do was get out of my own way. And I'd be in profit here. And I could decide what I'm doing. Hey, I'm going to take this. Hey, I'm going to like let it run. Still looks like it's falling on a 15-minute. Still in a free fall. It's only oversold one touch. I like to see price action come in, at least test this low on the 1-minute, if not move lower while maintaining its divergence. That should get me out at 92, so I'd probably still be sitting in it. But I can't say that because I pulled myself out. I don't know if I'm ready to short GJ just yet either. I do like how it came back to this box. Consolidated, broke the box, came back. Now it's retesting. Am I looking for like a 3-candle up over 3-candle for the push? Entry would be like here. Stop would be like up here. I need like a new low. Not of day, but of this area. Sitting on this trend line on the 1-minute. It's under. This trend line's rising. EA correcting. Like I said, on the 15-minute, could probably draw it a little better now because you got, like I said, up, down, up, down. Kind of broke it, right? Up, 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 break, comes up, retests. Is it going to push again? Does it have it in it to push again? I'm watching this 1-minute. Up, down. Just sitting on my shit. EA chilling, as you would expect it to after a push like that. I don't often see it run again. A lot of times you see a little bit of just correction, consolidation. It's a good catch though. I'm just pissed I pulled myself out of it. It's a really nice catch. GJ's coming a little bit lower. Man. Damn, Drew. You're a fucking asshole. GU looked like it was trying to come. See how it's holding. Trend line's rising. On the 5 minute. It's kind of like break down. Trend line's rising to meet it. Is it going to support it and move higher? With how the DXY was going down and EU was moving up. Just like this might be trying to make like a double top. Is GU trying to make like a double bottom, so to speak? See how it's like coming on the 1 minute. It's kind of coming into it, settling down, settle. So it's just going to shoot through. And then this is just like a lower high, lower low, comes back. Check these lows. I think, I don't know. GJ trying to roll over a little bit. But again, on the 5 minute here, like meeting. They're about to meet. So it's going to be, a reaction's about to happen. To me, it would be break, retest, and now it's breaking out. To come in, check the low here at like 17. I would need like a stop at like, if it was 37, I would need 52. And down here makes, no, I would need less. Yay, nice. What a whiff, 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 whiff. Just trying to be like a 2 candle on the 1 minute. You know, I'm always a little bit like iffy on the 1 minutes. This is a pretty weak candle here on the 15 though. Down, up, down. But again, is it break correct? Continuation. It's really choppy. Not sure. See how this 5-minute closes. That's a pretty. I like this 1 minute. I'm trying to figure out where my stop goes. Is it like at 42? Yeah, I probably missed it. I'm feeling like it's starting to move again without me. I don't want to chase. I'm still trying to figure out where a good stop level is. Yeah. It's very tricky. At least for me, because I don't want to put it all the way up here. I don't want to put it up at like 50 from where the entry was at like, that's like 20 pips. I need 40 then. So I need to, it would have to go to like 133, like 80. Which is like all the way down, like, dude, that's far, you know? That's kind of not what I'm looking for. And maybe it gets there, but I'd rather have to stop. Maybe I could take it here on the 5. If it's not gone by then, this candle, take it at right here, 38. It's like a 13 pip stop. I don't know though. It's right into this level here on the 15-minute. I don't want to chase and then it winds up stalling. Even though it looks like it's moving to the downside. It doesn't have to go lower, it can just consolidate. It's a pretty good 5-minute. Comes up, hits the box. I should have been in at the box, honestly. Through that pin, I should have just been in here at the box. 42 with the stop just above the pin. Like, look, if it's coming lower, you know, I just, now I feel like I'm at the bottom, you know, now I'm in at 22 instead of 42, so I missed it by 20 pips. Like I said, it did exactly what I said I wanted it to do. Come down, retest. Now why am I getting in all the way back down here? Should have been in here at the retest at the level of resistance. This, I'm anticipating that it has more momentum to the downside, and that's not a guarantee. And it looks like it, but it's not a guarantee. So in my mind, I should be getting out of the trade from up here, you know, with like a 10, 15 pip stop. Now it's moving, you know, 20 pips for me. I don't want to be late. It is moving through this trend line clearly. Clearly, it's going to be through the trend line. This was the other place I was looking to get in, like on this 1 minute. It's clearly through. But right at this level on the 15-minute, like here, you can see. Came down, grabbed people. Maybe it doesn't come lower. Maybe it does. Stop would be 38, 15. So I went short, but I went short with a smaller position. I'm in at 26 and my stop is 38, but I'm in for like 1%. I didn't take 2%. 15-minute right here. It could just hold it. I like how it's through on the 5-minute. just feel like I'm late, man. I'm kind of just all over the place today, to be honest. I should have been in up here. As soon as I hit it, you anticipate the move to the downside. Now I just feel like I'm at the bottom of it. I've got a 12 pip stop, so I need 24. So I need 134 flat, basically. I need low a day. 134 flat. I don't know if that's realistic. Like I said, this could be just the top off of this level. Hit it, move back down with the trend, which is down. That's like a macro look at it, but again, it's looking like it's moving up on the 4 hour. I should have been up here. As soon as it came right back to this box and I seen that, I should have just got in. Because now, like I said, I'm trying to sell it at a level where it might not sell from. And maybe it does. Maybe it just falls to hell because it's an overall downtrend, but I want to be up higher because then I'm in profit. EA kind of turned up. It's a funny day here on a Monday. I do like the 5-minute candle, but again, there are other factors at play, like this level on the 15-minute. And this is the fear that I had. Just pins up, pins down, kind of moving sideways. Doesn't necessarily have to move lower. It did get that push that I was looking for, but I missed it. And then it came back up and I missed it again. Even if I got in here with the stop up here, at least I'm in profit. Now I'm kind of like trying to sell it off the bottom. Like I said, it doesn't mean that it's not going to move lower, because again, this could just be like a come down, retest, double top, and then it falls, and now you get this fall all the way back down to like 132. That'd be incredible. I would love to see that, but it's not a guarantee. Maybe I just see if it pushes a little bit into profit, close the trade, make back the loss, end the day flat. Lots of. I do like the 5-minute though. I mean, it makes sense that you should see a little bit more downward momentum when it breaks through the trend line like that. Should see it come down a little bit. Could just be like down, sideways. I do feel late on it though. But pretty nice candle here potentially on a 30-minute. You have to give it 5 minutes. It's looking a little bit divergent here on a 1-minute. Bottom, top, lower, high. This level is significant. I don't know. This market's kind of got me chasing. close this trade too. Yeah, I'm out of here for the day, guys. I'm kind of in my head and I can't figure out what's going on. Took 2 small L's for less than 1%. I missed the opportunities I needed to hit. I had EA for the win. I missed GJ up here at the top. Like, just no good. I'm going to come back tomorrow and call it a day here. I think I did a good job with the analysis, but my execution today was just really poor. So sometimes it's like that. But I'll be back tomorrow, 8:30, same time, same place. I'll catch you all then. Appreciate you being on. Good luck with the rest of your day. Don't give back any money, and I will see you tomorrow. Peace.